Question 10. Tony wants to carry out a phi-square test to determine whether or not a person's choice of one of the three professions, engineering, medicine, or law, is influenced by a person's sex or gender. State the null hypothesis 8.0 for this test. Well, the null hypothesis would be that there is no relationship, so we would say that choice of profession is independent of gender. So the choice of profession is independent of gender. Write down the number of degrees of freedom. Now, if we had to write this out in a table, we would have our three professions. We would have our engineering, medicine, and law, and we would have male, female. And so we would have a possibility of these, and so the degrees of freedom, this is 2 rows and 3 columns. It's going to be 2 minus 1 times 3 minus 1. That's going to equal 2. So the number of degrees of freedom would be 2. Then it says, of 400 people Tony interviewed, 220 were male and 180 were female. 80 of the people had chosen engineering as a profession. Calculate the expected number of female engineers. So the expected number, if we have 400 and there are 180, so we would have 180 over the 400 times by the number that had chosen the engineering times 80. So we would have that, and we would cancel this out. 8 goes into 45 times, and when I divide that, I would get 36. So the expected number would be 36 female engineers. Tony used a 5% level of significance for his test and obtained a p-value of 0.0634, correct to 3 significant figures. State Tony's conclusion to the test. Give your reasons for this conclusion. Now, when you're using the p-value and we're looking at 5%, we put that percent into a number which is 0.05, and if your p-value is greater than 0.05, we accept the null hypothesis. If your p-value is less than 0.05, we reject the null hypothesis. So in this case, because it is more, 0.0634, it's greater than 0.05, we are going to accept the null hypothesis.